Rent got too expensive, had to leave LA. So I got into my car and I went away to the big estate. Playing poker every day. Going all in with these fish like I'm at an all-you-can-eat buffet. El Paso was amazing. We're hoping our run good continues. We drive 2 hours north through a border patrol checkpoint to a little town called Hatch, New Mexico. It may be little, but they sure do know how to pack a punch. They're home to the world famous chili festival. I've never seen anything like this, so I check out some of the markets, watch them roast some chili, and end up buying some for myself. We then head over to a local hotspot called Sparky's, which is everything you'd expect a diner in the middle of nowhere to be, and we get, no joke, the best burger I've had in my life. It's a green chili queso burger. We get an extra side of queso because why not? The mango chili lemonade was bomb too. We then continue north on I-25 parallel to the Rio Grande River and the Cabal Reservoir. Check out how pretty it was. Finally arrive in Albuquerque, home of Sandia Casino. If there's a casino in a prettier location, you guys have to let me know down in the comments, but as for now, I think this one takes the cake. We then head inside and hop into the 1-3 game where you can buy up to 50% of the largest stack. We're in for $900. Before I can even get my phone out to record, we win a $515 pot with an ace-high flush versus a lower flush. We then have $1,000 in our stack. We look down at the ladies and I raise it up to $15. We get 3 callers, so going 4 ways to the flop. Flop comes pretty decent for us, Jack 6-6 with 2 hearts. Wanting to get value from any jack and charge the heart draw, I bet out for 2/3 pot for $40 and just the hijack calls. Turn comes the deuce of diamonds, which shouldn't change too much. I think it's time to go for the all-in bet. He only has around $100 left in his stack. Hoping he finds a call here with a jack or a draw. That's not what happens. He puts in the fold, but we're going to take down the first 2 hands of the night. We then look down at ace-queen offsuit from the cutoff. Under the gun +1 raises it up to $15 and I 3-bet him to $37. The opponent puts in the call, so going heads up in position to the flop. Flop comes queen 10-6 rainbow. We have top pair with the best kicker in the deck that's not another pair on the board. For that reason, I decide to bet $24, around 1/3 of the pot. Fortunately, the opponent doesn't want to continue. We're just going to take down that uncontested pot. We play for 3 hours, and that's unfortunately how poker goes sometimes. Sometimes you get all the cards, sometimes you get none. The table ends up breaking. We head to the cage, and here's how we did. Right, you guys, we're here with our buddy Justin. We just got out of that game for 88 bucks. As you guys saw, we only played 2 hands, but we were there for 3 hours. That's the beauty of poker sometimes. You don't always make 3 grand in a night. How'd you do tonight, Justin?
Cashed out for profit of $260.
$260, a profit's a profit. Tomorrow we're hitting up Santa Fe and then downtown, and then we're probably gonna head back right over here. See you guys tomorrow. Peace. After checking out Santa Fe, we then head back to Albuquerque where we check out a local hotspot for food called Frontier. They have an Urlacher jersey up on the thing as he went to University of New Mexico. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I have to support my boy Urlacher. We get some amazing New Mexican food here and then head back over to Sandia for our second session of the trip. We're back into the 1-3 game. This time we can buy in for $565. First hand a note, we look down at pocket kings from the under the gun position. The button straddles on and I raise it up to $16. The cutoff goes all in for $25 and the small blind gets out of the way. The big blind calls and the button now goes all in for $47. Looks like we got a lot of action here. Unfortunately, they're all short stacks. The big blind still has some chips behind, so I'm going to put in a raise here. I raise it up to $100. Big blind doesn't want to play for anymore. He gets out of the way and we're going off to the run out. Flop comes queen 7-6, pretty clean. We're hoping for no more hearts. Deuce of clubs and queen of diamonds is not a great card on the river. We turn over our pocket kings expecting someone to show a queen and take down the pot. That's not what happens. Both opponents fold and we're going to take down that pot. Let's go. We then find ourselves in the cutoff with 5-4 of hearts. 2 limps to me and I raise it up to $15 in the big blind and both the limpers call, so going 4 ways to the flop. Flop comes king 9 deuce, bang, we flop a flush. The action checks over to me and I'm hoping someone has a set, maybe a king. For that reason, I bet half pot for $35. We want to charge them. We can't check it behind and risk another heart coming on the turn. What's this though? Nobody wants to put in the $35. Are you kidding me? We flop a flush, get no more action. That's just how it goes sometimes, but still awesome that it happened though, and happy that I'm dragging another pot. Then look down at ace jack and raise it up to $12. The cutoff puts in the call and our buddy Justin min clicks it back to $24. I put in the call and the cutoff does as well. We're going 3 ways to the flop. $75 in the pot. The flop gives us an open-ended straight draw. It comes 8, 9, 10. I start with a check. The cutoff checks as well, and the Justin now bets $25. Having an open-ended straight draw and the cutoff doesn't look too interested in the hand, I stick in the $25 looking to see what happens on the turn. Bad news coming for us though when the cutoff, who looked uninterested, now jams all in for $300. The action's on Justin and he sticks in a stack of red indicating a call. No more for me. My open-ended straight draw and jack high is probably not good here. I toss my cards into the muck. Cutoff shows jack 7 for the flop straight. Justin shows pocket king, so he's going to need running cards to take down this pot. Turn comes a 7 of hearts and the river comes a 3 of clubs. No help for Justin, and the cutoff's going to take down that nearly $750 pot. We add on for $200 more, and then we look to avenge Justin's loss with pocket kings when we pick him up on our own. We're in the cutoff, the button straddles on. The big blind out of turn puts in $15 to raise, but the dealer makes him take it back. Having that extra information, I just put in the call, looking to go for the call and then the raise. The $15 that he put in stands, and the button straddle calls. The action's back onto me. I decide to size up here given there was a $15 raise and a call. I make it $71. Unfortunately, it just looks like it's going to be a slow night. Both other opponents fold, and we're just going to take down that pot pre-flop. $5.50 now in our stack. We look down at 8, 9 of clubs from the cutoff. I raise it up to $12. The button raises me up to $25, and I've seen enough of this. I haven't been getting too many hands past the flop, so I put in the call and we're going heads up to the flop. Flop comes 7, 7, 9. We have top pair and some backdoor straight ideas. I check my action over to the button, who decides to go for a c-bet of $20. I think a raise here is fine, as this board will connect more with me than it will him, but I just put in $20 and we're going to see what the turn brings in. Turn comes the king of diamonds, which isn't a great card because if he was c-betting on the flop with air, the king of diamonds is going to connect well with his pre-flop raising range. I decide to check. Surprisingly though, the button checks behind, so we're going to see a free card here. Hopefully we can get to showdown pretty cheaply. The river now comes the 6 of spades. We're still just left with one pair, but I think my pair is good and I want to get some value versus some ace high here. When he checks back the turn, he never has a king here. He would be firing 100% of the time. I bet $75. The button thinks about it for a while before folding pocket queens face up, so it looks like our value bet on the river actually got a better hand to fold. Surprised that he would fold pocket queens there, unsure of what he put me on. Maybe a king, maybe a 7, who knows, but glad we got that one through. Phew. Last hand of the night, we look down at king queen offsuit, and under the gun raises it up to $15. King queen offsuit is a great hand. I 3-bet him to $40 and he puts in the calls, going heads up to the flop. $83 in the pot. The flop comes king queen 7. Bang! We flop top 2 and the under the gun checks it over to us. I bet pretty small here for $20 as I have this board pretty much locked up. He puts in the call. We're off to the turn, which is one of the worst cards in the deck. It comes the ace of hearts. Not only does a front door flush draw get there, but jack 10 now makes a straight. Also, there's some better 2-pair combinations like ace king and ace queen. The opponent checks it over to me for a second time, and I don't think I should be checking back here. We have 2-pair, and there are still a lot of hands he could call us with that we have beat. I bet $100. Under the gun doesn't think about it at all. He snap goes all in for $309.
You did the same thing at the other table, and you had the straight when you had pocket deuces. Remember? I got a good memory.
I think back to a hand that I played with him on a different table when he did the same thing with the second nut straight, when he snap raised all in on some other opponent. It's always good to pay attention when you're at the table, and I say this out loud as I'm thinking about my decision. Obviously we have 2 pairs, so if he has a flush we could boat up on the river, but having that little bit of information from the other day playing with him, I decide to fold my cards. He then proceeds to show me jack 10, so he turned Broadway and he says, "Wow, you have a great memory." That's pretty much the way our night went. We racked up our chips and head to the cage. What's up, you guys? Just cashed out of here on our second little session here at Sandia. Out for a loss of 334, but after our win yesterday of 88 bucks, that puts us at like 246 in the red, I think you call it. Not the best session, but Albuquerque was a 10 out of 10 for sure. The food, the people, Santa Fe today was amazing. Justin's a homie. If you guys are here, come say hi to him, buy him a beer. He drinks a couple of those. As always, drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, leave a comment down below. Good luck on the felt. I'll catch you guys in Texas maybe. Peace! Thanks for watching to the end of my video. Click my head below to subscribe and stay in the loop. See you next time.